Italy is unique and there's a few things you can only do there. And for a starter, how about going to the oldest building in the world that is still in use? The Pantheon in Rome. And it's almost 2,000 years old. And it was originally built as a temple to the gods, and now it's just used for one god. It's a Catholic church. And it's in excellent shape, almost like me. Now imagine seeing a mass there, you know, regardless if you're religious or not. That's an absolute unique experience. However, this is just the start and it's gonna get so much crazier, so we're gonna give this a 5 out of 10 on our rating scale. Now, only in Italy you can go to a bar and only drink coffee. I've talked about this before. It's not like in the rest of the world, you know, where the bar is where you drink beer and cocktails. In Italy, a bar is where you get coffee. 5.5 out of 10. So we had the oldest building still in use, but how about the oldest university in the world that is still in operation? That's the Bologna University in Bologna, and it's actively been teaching since 1088. That's a long time. And there have been many famous scholars, for example Dante, Copernicus, Enzo Ferrari. Plus, while studying, you can enjoy the city of Bologna, which is one of the best places to eat in Italy. So that's not too bad. 6 out of 10 on our rating scale. Another experience you can only have in Italy is, you know, gliding through a fairy tale lagoon in a gondola. You know, which is, okay, Venice's #1 cliché, definitely one of the most unique things you can do in this world. And interestingly, the gondolieres are specifically trained and not everyone can become one. So yeah, my childhood dream just shattered. I probably will never be able to guide you guys through the canals. Regardless, pretty cool, but it's only a 6.5 out of 10 because it will get so much wilder later on. Next is you can try the best pizza in the world in, Italy, of course, because it's the birthplace of pizza, you know, and pizza is one of those foods that's beloved all over the world. It made it to all the places in the world. Sometimes it's a bit butchered. And you need to try it here, especially in Naples, where it's said to be originated. 7 out of 10 on our rating scale. Only in Italy you can have a drink in the smallest bar in the world, which has an area of only 1.2 square meters, which is like a closet. The bar is called Backdoor 43 and it's in Milan, and it literally is, look at this, the average walk-in wardrobe. There's just 4 stools, a small bar table and a couple of shelves and like a window where you get your drinks from. And it fits up to 4 people and you can book it for 90 minutes. And I guess, yeah, bar fights are quite rare there.
What the fuck are you doing here? You taking a piss?
Anyways, that's a 7 out of 10 for the smallest bar in the world. And hey, if you want to see more videos like this from, you know, things you can only do in specific countries, make sure to subscribe. That's a 12 out of 10 on our rating scale. So we're making our way up, and the next thing that's really out of this world you can only do in Italy is drive a Vespa along the beautiful Riviera coast. And, you know, enjoy the Italian dolce far niente, you know, the sweetness of doing nothing. I know there is many beautiful coastlines around the world and you could technically rent a Vespa there, but it's a different feeling. You know, driving on the narrow roads, swearing at the other crazy drivers, and just enjoying this feeling of Bella Italia. It's a feeling that cannot be replicated. That's a 7 out of 10. Just such an amazing thing, only in Italy. How about meeting one of the oldest and most famous humans in the world? Ötzi the Iceman, who was discovered in 1991 in the Ötztal Alps between, you know, Austria and Italy. And Ötzi the Iceman is a 5,300-year-old natural mummy. And he is one of the world's most studied individuals. And his body provided great insights into what life was like in the Copper Age. Judging by his head injuries, wasn't that easy, yeah. There's this museum where you can check him out. That's a 7.5 out of 10. So we talked about the oldest running university in the world, but what about a gelato university? Because yeah, only in Italy you can enroll in Cappiani Gelato University, which is just outside of Bologna. And it was founded by the gelato equipment brand Cappigiani. I probably pronounced it wrong, sorry my Italians. In 2003. And there you can learn everything you need to know about how to open your own gelateria and, you know, the art and the craft of making very good Italian gelato. Oh, that's a 7.5 out of 10. And hey, if all of this fails, I'm just gonna go there and open my own gelato stand. So what's one of the stereotypes, you know, we hear about Italians? Italians are known for being loud, because they kind of are. But you know, also there you can have a conversation without saying anything. Because you know, Italians talk with their hands. There's a hand signal for everything. Like this one, you know, kind of like an insult, like I don't give a crap. Or this one, like what are you doing? Or more funnier ones like this is delicious. And there's so many. It's crazy. You can literally speak without words and still have a conversation. That's pretty cool. 8 out of 10. Next is you can take part in a battle with oranges. And it's been around since 1808, and it's part of the Ivrea Carnival. That's Ivrea, that's a northern Italian city. There's a tradition of, you know, throwing oranges between organized groups, and it's called the Battle of the Oranges, which sounds pretty epic. Just keep in mind, you know, oranges are no joke. I mean, many have a black eye or bruises afterwards because oranges are hard. 8.5 out of 10 for this crazy tradition. Now the next thing is mind-blowing, and I haven't tried it yet, but I absolutely want to the next time I go to Italy, because what about this? Eating the world's rarest pasta, sous filigno, which means threads of God. And it's a type of pasta that comes from Sardinia, and it's like pasta dough that's stretched and folded into precisely 256 strands and then placed on a circular frame in 3 overlapping layers, which sounds very complicated, and I didn't even understand what I just said. This is the rarest pasta because apparently only one remaining family in Sardinia are still experts at making this dish. And it's very labor intensive and time consuming to create. Unbelievable, that's a 9 out of 10. We are getting to the top one, so how about this one? In Italy, you can drink wine from a fountain. Yeah, you heard it right. There is a very famous Dora Saccese vineyard, and it's in the small town of Cagliari di Ortona, and it decided to install a red wine fountain. And this is not the first, you know, wine fountain in the world, but it's the first one that works 24/7. And it is free. Yeah, if you go there during the week, it won't cost you anything. Just heads up, apparently on the weekends now you have to make a reservation because it got super popular. And the initial purpose for this fountain was to promote the pilgrimage route. And that's a 9.5 out of 10 for this really cool fountain. And last but not least, only in Italy, you can buy a house for €1. So that's just over $1. And yeah, this is true, and you might have heard about it. Many Italian villages are selling neglected homes. Now, the buyers must commit to renovating them within 3 years, but it's a win-win for both parties, you know, because the buyer can secure a bargain in a beautiful remote village, and the dying communities get new life. Can you imagine just buy a house for a little bit over $1 in one of those picturesque Italian small towns? Oh, I would love that. Only in Italy, and that's definitely 10 out of 10 and a clear winner of our Only in Italy list. And if you want to know what you should eat in Italy, check out our video about Italian foods ranked from worst to best, and I can tell you the worst one will surprise you.